Welcome to another explainer. So, today we're doing something a little bit different and, honestly, really fun. We're going to mentally shrink ourselves down and look at the world through the bright, super observant eyes of a Year 1 primary student who's just heading out for the day. We're going to discover exactly how our community works, how things get done, and who actually does them. All right, let's get started. Think about your morning routine for a second. Have you ever noticed just how many different jobs are happening in your neighborhood before you even make it to school? I mean, before the school bell even rings, there is just this massive amount of activity already taking place all around you. As a young student walking out the front door, the world is bustling. But have you ever stopped to actually categorize all those tasks happening right in front of you? Okay, let's dive right into this. Imagine waking up right here in Lakeside, or maybe nearby in Ashley Botway or Nanocrum. The sun's coming up and this busy, real-world urban community is just springing to life. You look around and you see houses, shops, open spaces, and streets just filled with people who are already up and moving, starting their day. All of this activity is part of what we call economic development, which honestly is really just a fancy way of saying it's the different ways people work to meet the needs of their community.
Now, as you're taking all this in on your way to school, you can actually divide all that bustling activity into two main buckets. On one side, we have paid work. Pretty straightforward, this is work that people do to earn money. But on the other side, we have unpaid work. This is work done without receiving money, and it's usually done to help out family members or the local community. And the thing is, both of these types of work are absolutely vital to making the neighborhood actually function.
Section 1. Earning money through paid work.
Now, what's really interesting here is the sheer variety of workers a kid sees every single day. You've got nurses out there keeping people healthy, builders constructing the local shops, and mechanics fixing the vehicles that are, clogging up the morning traffic. These adults and older young people are working incredibly hard in jobs that provide essential services and products for the local economy.
Let's picture that morning walk again. You step out onto the street, and maybe you see a farmer tending to their animals. A little further down the road, someone's cooking and selling food, or maybe phone credit. You hear the honk of a taxi or a tricycle driver navigating through the traffic. Maybe you pass a tailor or a hairdresser who's already setting up their shop for the day. And finally, you get to the school gate and there's your teacher, totally ready to start the day. Every single one of these people is doing paid work.
Section 2. Helping out with unpaid work.
But what about the work that doesn't come with a paycheck? Well, if we look a little closer at these familiar morning sights, we start to realize just how much invisible effort is happening before we even leave the house. Parents or caregivers are busy cooking breakfast. An older sibling might be taking a few minutes to help you pack your bag or check over your homework. Or maybe you see a neighbor outside sweeping the shared compound so it's clean for everybody. And hey, even though no money changes hands, make no mistake, this is hard labor. I mean, if you've ever spent an hour scrubbing clothes or tackling a literal mountain of dishes, you know exactly what I mean, right? Caring for an elderly relative or going out on a weekend for a community cleanup exercise in the local drains, that requires immense time, energy, and serious dedication.
So, the crucial point here is captured beautifully by a quote from our source material. Unpaid work is caring work. It doesn't earn a salary, no, but it is literally the fundamental glue that makes our homes, our schools, and our communities better, safer, and just much more pleasant places for everyone to live.
And this brilliantly illustrates the true balance of our society. A doctor's paid work is incredibly important, absolutely, but so is the unpaid work of a good citizen who picks up litter, or a parent who just listens and gives support. Both forms of labor demand our equal respect because together they keep the community moving forward.
Section 3. One job, many tasks. Now, as an observant primary student, you might look at someone working and think, oh, their job is just one simple thing. Take a local farmer, for example. A young student might easily think, well, they just put seeds in the ground. But actually, any one type of work involves a whole bunch of different tasks. It's really never just one action.
Let's see how this builds and look at a farmer's day. First off, they have to prepare the land, right? Clearing weeds, plowing the soil, only then can they actually plant the seeds. Next, they've got to care for those crops, watering them, protecting them from pests. Eventually, they harvest the ripe crops, and finally, they have to physically take that produce to the market to sell it. What looked like one simple job is actually this complex sequence of tasks required to bring fresh food to our tables. And the exact same goes for a shopkeeper, buying, pricing, and arranging goods, or a delivery driver, mapping out a route and safely transporting items.
Section 4. Why all work matters.
So bringing all these student observations together, we really start to understand the big picture of economic development in the local area. To kind of summarize our daily journey here, whether you're getting paid to build houses so you can, earn money to buy food and support your family, or whether you're volunteering your time to keep the neighborhood gutters clean and organized, every single task has a distinct purpose. Work provides the services we rely on, it creates the goods we use every single day, and it keeps our community active.
So as we wrap up this explainer today, I want you to look at your own daily routine through that exact same observant lens. We've seen how the adults and the young people around you contribute. So my question to you is, what kind of unpaid caring work will you do for your community today? And maybe more importantly, how would our entire world function if everyone suddenly just stopped doing the work they don't get paid for? Remember, every single act of kindness and every bit of work builds the world we live in.